you're not making money online, it's because you have no idea where to start or what to do. You see everyone talking about making 10K a month online, but no one's actually telling you what to do without charging you thousands of dollars for an outdated course. So in this video, I'm going to show you a one-person business idea that takes nothing to get started, and all you need is an internet connection and focus in order to learn everything you need to know before starting this business. And the best part about this business is that a lot of it can be automated with AI, which is actually how you can make it a one-person business. And then once you do scale, you can add team members to juice the operations up. And so there's levels you can climb through as you scale this company. If you don't know me, my name is Alex, and I'm scaled Drippy to over $1 million in sales. And what I'm about to show you is the number one way I've seen people make their first dollar online. And so the business that you're going to be building today is an AI demand generation agency. And in this video, I'm going to show you what this means, different options for offers that you can start with, what other companies are typically charging for this, how to get your first couple clients, and all the AI tooling that you can use to actually fulfill for your clients. So let's dive right in. So AI demand generation is basically just a fancy way of saying lead generation through AI. In short, what you're going to be doing is finding clients for your clients using AI automated outreach. Reason being, outreach is one of the most reliable ways to scale any business, and every single business you see has either done it in the past or is currently doing some version of this. It's just one of those things in the business world that just works. In fact, Alex Hormozi has even gone as far as saying that cold outreach saved his business during gym launch's most difficult times.
Cold outreach saved gym launch during its hardest time during COVID. For context, within our portfolio, we do a total of 15,000 plus reach outs per day.
All right, so now we can get into the offer and how to package what it is that you're going to be selling. All right, and so whenever we're building our offers for cold traffic, we need to know what the difference between a warm and a cold audience is. Now, in this specific scenario, we are going to be reaching out to a cold audience. And so what that means is that these guys are very, very hard to sell. Easy to sell would be your warm audience, which would be maybe your followers, people that interact with you. It's essentially people that already know you, but your cold audience is going to be anyone else that doesn't fit into one of these boxes. It's essentially people that don't know anything about you, anything about your company, anything about your business partners. They don't even know you exist, okay? And so for obvious reasons, selling to a cold audience is hard to do. Meanwhile, selling to a warm audience is easy to do. And so to a warm audience, you can essentially just sell any offer. It doesn't really matter as long as it's a good offer and they know you and they trust you, they will buy. However, that is very, very different when it comes to selling to cold traffic. We need to build an offer that is easy to sell to a hard to sell audience. Now, how do we do that? So there's a couple different ways of doing this. Number one, you want to be thinking about providing a specific result and a risk reversal. Now, what does that mean? So for example, I will book you 10 meetings in 10 days, and if I don't, you don't pay. The reason this works is you're providing a very, very specific result. What's the specific result? 10 meetings in 10 days. And there is a risk reversal, okay? If I don't get you those 10 meetings in 10 days, you simply don't pay, or you get your money back, or however you want to structure it. Now, this works because the market will always go towards the lowest risk offer out there, okay? If they don't know you, if there's two people that reached out to them and they're between these two for an outreach offer, they're gonna go with the one that has the risk reversal. And you really do want to be talking about specific results, not just something very vague. So for example, something vague would be like, hey, I will run your outreach for you. And then, I don't know, some sort of maybe risk reversal on the back end, maybe an unconditional guarantee where, hey, I will run your outreach. I will run your Twitter outreach for 30 days, and if you don't like it, you don't pay. That's not, again, unless they're sold on Twitter outreach and they're doing it currently, it's probably not going to be a super great fit. However, I would much rather prefer this, right? So you want a very specific result and a risk reversal. Now, the second type of offer that you can run is a pay on performance offer. And again, just to recap, these are going to be offers that are built to sell a hard to sell audience. So these are offers that are easy to sell to a hard to sell audience because again, we are targeting cold traffic. So the second type of offer is a pay on performance offer. Whenever you mention pay on performance in your scripts, outreach campaigns do significantly better. Okay, so what does this look like? Hey, pay me as I book you meetings, no upfront, just pay as meetings go on your calendar. So again, we have a very specific result and there is a risk reversal aspect to it that is built in because it's pay on performance. It's pay me as I book you meetings. There's no upfront. You just pay me as meetings go on your calendar, so there is no risk. So this, in my eyes, is an even better offer than this. You just have to be careful with who you actually bring on as a client, because again, they can kind of screw you over if everything isn't super clear. Now, another offer that I really like right now are low one-time setups. Essentially, you pay one time. For example, you can do a one-time setup fee for the infrastructure, and then you pay per meeting. So this is an awesome offer that is way easier to sell than the normal just agency retainer that a lot of people want to do right off the bat when it comes to outreach. Again, we are building an offer that's easy to sell to a hard to sell audience. An agency retainer right off the bat is not an offer that's easy to sell to a hard to sell audience. It's an offer that you sell to warm traffic, which we aren't doing in this specific scenario. And now the last type of offer that I like running for cold traffic specifically are free lead magnets. Essentially just giving away anything for free that is valuable. I can't stress this enough. And it not only needs to be valuable, meaning, and not only do you need to think that it's valuable, more so you need to make sure the prospect thinks it's valuable, or that it's actually valuable to them. Okay, so you'll know very quickly. Like if you can't give your free shit away for free, like if no one's accepting your free stuff, then you'll know it's not a valuable lead magnet for your target audience. So you want to be testing these out. Okay, now what this looks like is I'll book you 3 qualified meetings for free, and then that's it, right? I'll just book you the meetings. Again, this is the lowest risk. You're not making any money here, but if you can actually deliver and book people 3 qualified meetings for free, odds are they're gonna wanna continue, because everyone likes qualified meetings. So then you can charge them maybe a retainer after you've gotten their trust, or maybe you just charge them per meeting, etc., however you wanna run it. What I typically recommend at the beginning is that you build out at least one offer for each one of these different tiers. Okay, then you're going to test all these offers, and then once you have an offer that works, then that's what you actually scale. And if you still have more questions about offers, I highly recommend you check out Alex Hormozi's $100 million offers book. It's a great, very quick read that will walk you through everything. He doesn't use the language offers for cold traffic and offers for warm, but with what I just told you in mind, you should be able to figure it out and build an offer that again is built specifically for cold traffic, so that you can easily sell something to a hard to sell cold audience. All right, so now that we've got our offer, we really need to figure out what to charge. And again, this will depend on the offer that you end up going with, but there's really 3 main ways to do this. Number 1, and the one you want to avoid starting right off the bat, is going to be the retainer model. It's the worst if you're just starting out, but once you have enough case studies, this is a good model to switch to. Number 2 is going to be the setup fee plus pay on results. And then number 3 is going to be purely pay on results. Now, additionally, this wouldn't be charging someone, but you obviously can run the completely free offer, and that's the one I like. And if you're just starting out, I highly recommend that you just run the free offer so that you skip this kind of pricing section. And then once you actually have case studies, then you come back to this and learn how to charge. Now, me personally, I would run the setup fee plus pay on results. Now that, just based on my experience and based off of what I've seen, seems to be the best way to capture upfront cash from a cold audience, as long as you make the setup fee something quote unquote insignificant to a decently sized business. Now, if you're just starting out, again, I highly recommend that you waive the setup fee completely and that you just do pay on results, or that you start off with just doing completely free work up front and then getting those case studies collected, so that then you can use those case studies in your outreach to then be able to charge. And so once you have your case studies, I would recommend just starting off at a $500 setup fee. This is very low, but again, if you've never done this before, hopping on a call and asking someone to pay you money isn't the most comfortable thing in the world. And so I typically recommend people start off small and then kind of slowly start moving their way up as they start making more sales. You essentially want to keep increasing price until total cash collected on average starts going down. For an established agency, most setups are going to be around the $3,000 mark, but my personal sweet spot for these are around 1.5K. Okay, now to actually get clients, I recommend you just use your service for yourself. Beauty of this is that when you're starting out, you don't have any case studies, but if you use your service, to get someone on a call, that in and of itself proves that your service works. And so it's by far my favorite way. No one can question whether your outreach works if that's what made them hop on a call with you. My second favorite way of acquiring clients is literally what I'm doing now, which is through YouTube, where you can show people that you know what you're talking about. And along with YouTube, you'll want to be posting content on both Twitter and LinkedIn. All right, so next thing we need to figure out is our fulfillment. So obviously we're doing AI outreach, and so we're gonna have to figure out what platform we're actually gonna be doing outreach on. You can do omni-channel or focus on just one. And the typical outreach methods that you'll find online are gonna be cold email, cold LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, but my personal favorite is Twitter outreach for these reasons. Not only is that how we've been able to scale Drippy to over $1 million in revenue now, but you can set up to 500 DMs per day per account, meaning limits are stupidly high. And you don't really need to worry about accounts getting banned like on LinkedIn or any deliverability issues like on cold email. And overall, it's got the lowest amount of competition while still having a very, very, very high quality lead base. Not only that, but it's also the cheapest option out there. And you can use tools like Drippy.ai to get everything set up for not only yourself, but for your clients, and setup literally just takes 10 minutes. And the best part about it is that AI can take care of all the heavy lifting. All you need to do with tools like Drippy.ai is just figure out who your ICP follows on Twitter. Then you do account source, you paste the link, you select followers and following, you can hit add source. Now we can add as many keywords as we'd like. So in this case, we are just going to go after anyone that has the word CEO that also has more than 1,000 followers, or that's 10,000, more than 1,000 followers. We're gonna hit next. Now we're just gonna give this a name. We're gonna save it. And once you've scraped your list of leads, it's super easy to start an automation. You just go to automations, you hit next. You select your lead source, you paste your script in here, you hit next. You can add as many message variants as you'd like. You can add follow-ups in here as well. We're just gonna do that for now. You can add follow-ups in here as well. We're gonna hit next. Now we're gonna schedule 10 messages per hour. These are the exact settings you'll want. You'll also want to do activity check and set that to 30, meaning we're only reaching out to people that have been active within the last 30 days. We're gonna do AI location check to only reach out to people in the US. And then that is pretty much it. We just go on to the next. We just hit next right here. We do give this automation a name. We're gonna select my personal Twitter account. We hit create, and now we're sending messages. You can send up to 500 messages per day per account, and then you can scale up infinitely by adding more accounts. Highly recommend you check out Drippy if you're interested in getting this business model started. There is, first link down below in the description will give you a 7-day free trial and a free onboarding call as well. And that's it. You just rinse and repeat. You want to send out at least 200 automated messages every single day. You want to put out at least one YouTube video a week. And you want to be posting daily on both Twitter and LinkedIn. And if you do this, I can pretty much guarantee that you'll have a business within the next couple months, and then you can just leverage AI to take care of fulfillment for you. I'll leave you with this video where I walk through what Alex Hormozi has to say about Twitter outreach. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.